This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome back to Chapter 3 of our series, GTD in Practice, Getting Things Done Without Stress. In today's episode, titled Clarifying What Your Completed Tasks Look Like, we'll explore the clarifying process and how it can help you gain clarity and confidence in your task management. So, let's dive in. You clear your inbox, but your brain still feels crowded. Here's the paradox. It's not the number of tasks stressing you out, it's the ones you can't picture finished. In this episode, we'll explore why your work only relaxes you once you can see what done actually looks like. Most people treat their inbox, notes app, and meeting minutes like a crowded attic. Everything gets tossed in, nothing gets properly labeled. The clarify step in GTD is where you stop stacking stuff and start deciding what each thing actually is. Instead of vaguely thinking, I should deal with this, you specify, this is a client question that needs a draft reply. Or, this is an idea for next quarter, not this week. The power move is that you're not doing the work yet. You're defining it so precisely that future you can do it with almost no thinking. You're separating raw material from real commitments, distinguishing ideas from obligations, and turning fuzzy intentions into concrete, finishable pieces of work that your system can actually track and complete. Clarifying is less about being organized and more about being honest with your work. That calendar invite, the Slack ping, the half-legible note from yesterday's meeting, each one is quietly asking, what exactly do you expect from me? In GTD, you answer by deciding the finish line. Is this something to move, decide, draft, or simply park for later? Until you define that finish line, your brain treats everything as equally urgent. Once you do, you can sort items like you'd sort luggage at an airport. This bag boards now, this one connects later, this one never should have been checked in. Clarifying starts with a deceptively simple fork in the road. Every input becomes either actionable or not actionable. That sounds binary, but in practice it creates several clear destinations, each with a different definition of finished. If it's not actionable, no movement needed right now, you only have three options. Trash. Done means, I've decided this will never matter. Someday, maybe. Done means, I'm parking this where I'll see it when I choose to consider new projects. Reference. Done means, it's stored where I can find it, and I don't owe it anything else. Notice what's missing. Leave it in the inbox and feel vaguely guilty about it. The moment you declare one of those three, the loop closes, for now. Your brain stops nagging because there's a clear, parked outcome. If it is actionable, you ask two further questions. 1. What's the very next visible, physical action? 2. Will that action take less than 2 minutes? If it's under 2 minutes, the clarify decision is, do it now. Done is literal completion. If it's longer, you choose one of two paths. Delegate. Done means, it's in someone else's court, and I've set a reminder to check back if needed. Defer. Done means, it's on a list or calendar I trust, phrased so clearly future me can just execute. Concretely, marketing strategy becomes project. Define Q3 marketing strategy for product X. Next action. Email Sarah 3 time slots to review draft strategy. The project goes on a projects list, the next action lands on your next actions list, or a context-specific list like calls or computer. Now finished isn't an abstract hope. It's a stack of named outcomes, each with its own visible next step. This is where clarify differs sharply from merely capturing. Capture pulls everything in. Clarify decides where each thing lives and what, if anything, you owe it. At scale, 120 emails a day, recurring meetings, Slack threads, that distinction becomes career critical. Instead of drowning in inputs, you're running a steady, almost mechanical decision process that turns chaos into the smallest possible set of concrete moves you can actually finish. Your calendar reminder says, Quarterly Report. That's not something you can actually do. It's a headline, not a step. Clarifying turns it into something concrete like, pull revenue numbers from Salesforce for Q1, Q3, and draft slide outline for exec review. Now you've got two completions you can literally check off, instead of one vague obligation that lingers. Same with a Slack DM. Can we talk about pricing? Instead of letting it sit, you define, reply to Jenna with 3 possible meeting times and ask her to send current proposal. Once that's written on your list, the original message no longer owns your attention. Think of Clarify as financial auditing for your attention. You're categorizing every transaction as spend now, schedule later, or archive. Each clarified item becomes a small, verifiable unit of work you can start and finish in one context, in one sitting. No guessing, no redeciding, no hidden steps waiting to ambush you mid-task. In a few years, Inbox Zero may not mean you processed everything yourself. It'll mean you trained your tools well. As AI starts drafting replies, proposing deadlines, and tagging projects, your role shifts from worker to editor-in-chief. Clarified outcomes become the style guide your systems learn from. The more consistently you name results and next actions, the more your tools can pre-sort the noise, like a smart DJ lining up tracks that actually fit your playlist instead of blasting random songs. As your lists get sharper, you may notice side effects: faster meetings, leaner emails, fewer just circling back pings. Clear outcomes nudge collaborators to respond in kind, like labeling leftovers so everyone actually eats them. Over time, your calendar becomes less a graveyard of obligations and more a map of moves you chose on purpose. Try this experiment. Pick one task on your list that feels vague, like work on project or plan trip, and before you touch it, rewrite it as a crystal clear, done picture you could photograph or show someone else. For example, presentation slides with 10 finished slides saved in Google Drive. Flight plus hotel booked and confirmation emails in inbox. Then, set a 20-minute timer and only work on moving that task toward that specific, photo-worthy finish line. When the timer ends, compare how far you got versus how you usually feel after working on that kind of task. Notice if your brain felt more focused, less resistant, or clearer about when to stop. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!